So once upon a time, in a magical land where animals can talk, but otherwise very similar to our own world, there once was a farmer who had a beautiful big house, a big mansion, and lots of land, lots of fields and forests, a lot of property. And on that property, he had a whole bunch of different animals. And one day, while the farmer was out tilling the fields, it's a beautiful day out. The sun was out. The weather was perfect. Animals were just being themselves, doing their thing. And they're just chatting, striking up conversations. It starts a small talk. But then the cat happened to mention in passing that she thought she was the farmer's favorite animal, the favorite pet out of all of them. The farmer loved the cat more than anybody else, more than the dog, the horse, the cow, anybody else. And the dog goes, "Excuse me? That can't be right. The farmer clearly loves me the most. Every time he gets back from work or a trip to the store, whenever he comes home, even if he's only been gone for 5 minutes, I'm always super excited to see him. I greet him at the door, my tail's wagging, I bark, and it just puts the biggest smile on his face. And he lights up and he's happy and he pets me. He's like, 'Who's a good boy? You're a good boy.'" So the dog says, "Clearly, I'm his favorite. I'm the one he loves the most. I'm the good boy." And the cat goes, "No, no, no, that you're mistaken, idiot, poor, stupid dog. I'm the cat. He doesn't need to tell me I'm a good cat. It's unspoken. It's known." He sits down on his favorite chair, and what do? First thing is I hop right up and sit down in his lap, and without either of us saying a word, he just smiles and begins petting me. And it feels so good, and I begin to purr, and it just warms his heart and makes the farmer happy to hear me purr. And we have a special bond that you, dog, wouldn't understand. And the bird, cute little parakeet, sitting on his perch off to the side, is overhearing all this. It's like, "I'm sorry, I think you guys might be mistaken. The farmer loves me the best. Every time he sees me, he comments about how beautiful I am." I mean, the bird stretches out his wings, like, "Look at all the colors, the variety, the rainbow of expression I have in my feathers. I am the most beautiful animal on this entire property. And not just visually beautiful, I sing every morning when the sun comes up. I start chirping and singing, and the farmer wakes up hearing this, and it puts him in a good mood. He comes and sees me, and he comes to give me a little kiss, and I kiss him back on the lips, and he's like, 'Oh, you're such a pretty bird.'" And we have a special bond. He clearly loves me the most. I'm the most special animal out of all of us. Now, like I said, it was a beautiful day, so the window was open, and just outside, there was a horse and a cow, and they're overhearing this conversation too. So they kind of wander up to the window, and the horse is like, "Excuse me, sorry, I couldn't help but overhear what you guys were talking about inside. Um, Not to disagree or argue with any of you, but the farmer and I have something special going on too. He brushes me every day. He doesn't have to do that. That clearly he thinks I'm special and that I deserve love and care and attention. And he brushes my coat, my mane, and then he puts a special saddle on me, and then we go out riding, and he lets me just go free, and we run and we explore all parts of his vast property, places that you don't go to him with. This is something special that just he and I have in common. We go to those special places around the property together and no one else. That's something you could never comprehend what it's like to go exploring, and that special bond we have to discover these sites together, just the two of us, to really explore his whole property. And the cow, kind of felt a little down, like, "Yeah, I don't really go running or exploring much. I kind of just hang out, I graze, and I do a little light exploring locally, but I have something special too. Like every day, the farmer milks me, and yay, that doesn't sound like that exciting, that special, but when you think about it, I'm providing nourishment to him and his family. I'm providing milk that they need to live, to survive, to be healthy, and not just his family, but he sells some of that milk down at the marketplace, out at the grocery store. I'm providing income for him and his family. I make it possible, in part, for all of us to have a home here at all. Clearly, the farmer recognizes that, and I'm the most valuable, I'm the most important, the most loved, the most special animal out of everybody, because none of you make money for the farmer. So the animals kind of argued and baited with each other for a while about all this, trying to say who's more special. I mean, there was even a fish there, and the fish felt really left out. He's like, I don't sing, I don't produce milk, I don't go riding, I just kind of swim around in circles and go back and forth. I don't do much. Does the farmer love me at all? Do I have anything to offer? Why does he even keep me? Why does he clean my tank? Why does he feed me every day? I don't do anything for the farmer. The poor fish just felt completely worthless and valuable, and like having no value. So this went on all afternoon. No one could agree or figure out who was more important, more special, more loved, more valuable. Finally, the farmer comes home from tilling the fields. He's tired. He's been out in the sun all day. He's exhausted. He just wants to get off his feet and relax. And he comes in the front door, and the dog runs up to him and greets him and licks him, and it puts a smile on the farmer's face. It's like, oh, it's so good to see you. And then it collapses down on the chair, gets off his feet. He's like, oh, it feels so good to just relax. And the cat hops onto his lap, and the farmer just feels so content. And oh, there's my favorite cat. And he starts petting the cat. And the cat says, see, he said I was favorite. And he starts purring. And then the bird's like, but look at me. And he starts singing, and he's flapping his wings. And the farmer notices all the animals are there. Even the cow and the horse are, kind of sticking their head in the window watching all this. And he notices like something's off about his animals. Something's bothering them. And he's like, what? Something's different today. What's going on? Is everybody okay? Did I miss something? And the dog asked, farmer, master, you take good care of all of us. You give us a home, you feed us, you help us bathe and, brush us and all these things. But surely, one of us is your favorite. You must love one of us more than the rest. And the farmer kind of gave like a curious look at the dog. He's like, really? You think that? And he looked around at the cat and the bird and the horse and the cow, and he even saw the fish in the tank kind of listening and waiting attentively. And he realized like they were all serious. It was very important. They needed to know which one he really loved the most, which one was most special, most important, most valuable to the farmer. And his heart just kind of sank. He's like, oh, you poor guys. You don't understand. I love you all. And they're like, yeah, we know you love us all because you gave us a home and you feed us and take care of us, but surely you must love one of us more than the rest. And the farmer kind of chuckled. He's like, well, it's not that I love any one of you more than the others, or that one of you is my favorite over the others. It's I enjoy doing different things with each of you individually. Like with the dog, I enjoy playing fetch and going outside on a beautiful day and just relaxing. And I love being greeted by him by the door at the door and being licked by him. It just makes me feel loved and welcome. But I also love when the cat sits on my lap and purrs. And you do more than just that too. You hunt down rodents who would get into the barn and eat all my grains, and I would have no food for me or my family or for the or to sell at the marketplace. And then the cow gave kind of a sad moo, realizing like, oh, I guess others contribute to the farmer's livelihood too. And the farmer looked over and says, but you are family, and I love your milk is so delicious and so nutritious, and it's not like no one else can give me what you give me. And the horse, I feel so much freedom and joy when I'm riding you, and it's just the two of us out there on the open property. And he looked to his parakeet, and you add so much beauty to my world. Your songs and your plumage, and you add color and life to my home that would just be otherwise a little more dull. You're like living art. You're all special, you're all beautiful, you're all important, just in different ways. I value you for different reasons, but I can't compare one to the other. I can't say one is more valuable than the other, because each give me something that the others can't and don't. I can't compare apples to oranges, but I want and value and need each and every one of you. My life would be incomplete if one of you wasn't here. And then the fish, quietly listening this whole time, kind of lets out a few bubbles to get some attention. He's almost afraid to even speak up. But the farmer notices him, and he's like, and you? And the fish kind of perks up. It's like, yeah, what about me? I don't protect your grain or provide food or milk. I don't go on adventures with you. I can't play fetch with you. I don't sing. Have a little bit of color, but I'm not that beautiful. I'm not nearly as beautiful as your parakeet. I'm just a fish in a tank. I just kind of swim around. How, why do you want me? Why do you love me? And the farmer looked at the fish and he said, you give something none of the others do. You give me tranquility. You give me peace. When I've had a long day and I'm exhausted and I don't want to think, I don't want to work, I don't want to even move, I look at you and you remind me to be in the present moment. You remind me to just keep swimming through life, taking it one moment at a time, to feel supported by the environment, just like you are supported by the water you swim in, so that I learn to trust the land that I till and work every day, and the air that I breathe, knowing that it will always be there and that I'm not separate from my environment. I interact with it and it supports me as much as I interact and use and work with it. And when I want peace of mind, when I want something soothing, calming, relaxing, I look to you first, because you don't demand my attention. I don't need to take you outside to run and play and fetch or do anything. I don't need to pet you. I don't need to do anything. You're quiet. As much as I love hearing music sometimes in the day, other times I just want peace and quiet. I want stillness. And you, fish, provide that for me when I need that. And he looked to the other animals. He's like, I don't want you to be like the fish. And he looked to the fish. He's like, I don't want you to be like the cat or the dog or the cow or the horse or the bird. He looked to each one of them and said, be what you are. Do what you do. That's what I love about you. That's what I value about you. That's what makes you special. I have all of you in my life because you each are different and unique and contribute something all your own that the others can't do or don't quite do in the same meaningful way. I love all of you equally, and I value you. I think you're special for different reasons, each one of you. And that made the animals feel a little better because the cat still got to feel special and important and most loved, but for being a cat and doing what cats do. And the cat realized, I don't need to go outside and play fetch or greet the farmer at the door and try to lick him to keep getting that love. I can just keep being a cat. And the bird realized, I can just keep being pretty and singing my morning songs and giving him my little birdie kisses. I don't have to hunt down rodents in the barn to protect the grains. And I don't have to be quiet like the fish because I love singing and it would go against my nature to always be quiet and calm. I am too hyperactive. I have too much energy. I want to fly and chirp and dance and bob my head to music because that's what birds love doing. And the cow didn't have to run, didn't have to go exploring the whole land, didn't have to lick the farmer, didn't have to sit on the farmer's lap, didn't have to hunt down rodents, didn't even have to sing. The cow could just graze the grass, produce milk, and that was not just enough. That was everything that the farmer wanted and needed from the cow. The cow didn't have to be any more than that. Each animal realized that it brought something unique, something valuable, something the farmer wanted. And they didn't need to be it all. They didn't need to do it all. They didn't need to be like each other. They didn't need to be better than each other. And they still got love. They were still special, still valuable, just as they were, just being what they naturally, organically, authentically really were. So what does that have to do with you and me? Well, how I interpret this story is replace the farmer with God and all the animals with you and me. Each one of us is different. We naturally are different. We have different skills, talents, interests, abilities, gifts, desires, passions, ways we want to show up in the world, how we want to contribute, how we want to love, how we want to grow, what direction we want to grow. We're all human beings, but we're all very unique from each other in many ways. And I think the point of this story is we're all also equal despite our differences. We're all equally loved, equally valuable, equally special in God's eyes. But maybe what he loves about us, values about us, finds special about us is different per person. God can completely, unconditionally love everybody. But maybe think, oh, but you know what's so cool about John? I love this about him. Or Mary is amazing at this. And look at Julie. She's so, just warms my heart knowing this about her. And David is just awesome at recording YouTube videos and stuff. And sharing these little life parables and quirky talking animal story. Whatever. And it's not what we do that earns God's love. We get love because we exist. Because the truth is, even if in the story, say the dog didn't always greet the farmer at the door and lick him and be all excited every time he got home, or go out and play fetch, not all dogs do that. If you have a pet dog, or you know someone who does, some dogs just kind of lay around the house a lot, right? Or, like, I live with pet dogs, and if they're not laying around the house, they're usually barking at the UPS delivery person, or someone walking down the sidewalk in front of the house, or a squirrel or a bird. They like to bark at random things they see. But they're not even my dogs, and I love them. They're my roommate's dogs. And when my roommate gets home from work, they're excited to see her. And they certainly appreciate when she feeds her. And then she kind of settles into her chair and watches TV, just kind of like the daily routine. And they sit on the couch or by her feet on the floor or whatever, they to kind of hang around. And they're like part of a pack, part of a family. There's that companionship. But they don't really do much beyond that. And yet I know their owner loves them like her own children. They are deeply, completely loved, even though they don't really do anything for her. And if you've ever had a pet, you know, there's things you really love about that pet that you think are really cool, that you really appreciate or enjoy or admire. Favorite things about that animal. But I bet you, if your pet no longer did or had those things, those qualities, you'd still love them, wouldn't you? Those things are like icing on the cake. They're things that we like to point out and label and identify, and maybe they do have special meaning in our heart, and they add to life and make things even better. But the truth is once you've kind of built a love bond, you've built a connection, you genuinely, truly love someone or some animal or whatever, you love them because you love them. And even if things change, they stop doing the things that you really liked and enjoyed about them before, maybe the context, the experience of the relationship might change a little bit, but the love doesn't. And maybe you learn to appreciate them for different reasons now. Like my roommate with her pet dogs, she's older herself. I don't think she wants to go out for long walks around the neighborhood or, play fetch or whatever. She's worked a long day at the office, wants to come home and just relax. She wants that stillness, that companionship, that family pack kind of feeling that doesn't require a lot of energy or time or effort. And I would bet that now is what she enjoys most about her relationship with her pet dogs, because that's what she wants and values and needs in her life right now. Even if the pet does things that hurt you, you still love them. Like, unfortunately, currently, I no longer have a pet parakeet, but in the past, I've had pet birds. And they're my personal favorite kind of pet to have, but I love all animals. And sometimes birds will sit on your shoulder and then poop on you. Okay, it's a little annoying. You got to get a little tissue. It's not your favorite thing, but it doesn't affect how much you love them. I still love the bird just the same. It's a bird. It's going to poop sometimes. That's what they do. They're little seed-eating, poop-making machines. There are times the bird has bit me. Ouch, painful. I don't like that. Still love them just the same. There are times when I'm trying to watch a TV show and there'd be birds chirping in the background of whatever I'm watching, and my parakeet would get excited hearing other birds and start talking to them and chirping really loudly to where it was piercing in my ear from the side and making it hard for me to hear the characters in the TV show. And I'm like, would you be quiet? I'm trying to watch my show. annoying, but I still loved my bird. Or I've also been an actor, and they don't do auditions the traditional way where you go somewhere and audition in a room anymore. They send you a script and they expect you to film it at home on your own phone and email it to them. And I'm trying to record my own audition and my bird is chirping over my lines. I can't get a clean take. But I still love them just as much. That doesn't make me love them any less. It's annoying. It's frustrating. It makes my life inconvenient or more difficult sometimes, or painful when he bites me, but did not diminish my love for him one tiny iota. And that's how God is with us. As you grow and change, your interests change, your activities change, your personality changes, God still loves you just as much as ever. But maybe what God kind of, nudge to the angels, like, hey, look at Barbara. Isn't it so cool when she does this? Well, maybe if Barbara isn't doing that anymore, maybe Barbara's doing something else in life. Now God nudge the angels, like, oh, now look at what Barbara's doing. Isn't that so cool now? Like, you know how like when you're just like in that honeymoon phase, when you meet a new potential romantic partner and everything they say and do is cute and just, the best and sweet and amazing. And you just think they're awesome no matter what they're into. Oh, that's so cool. I'm into that now too. Imagine God feels that way towards each one of us times 1,000, and it never goes away. It lasts for infinity, that God is just smitten with you all the time, that he looks for your best qualities. He looks for what's beautiful, what's remarkable, what's interesting, what's cool about you today, and just admires that and thinks it's beautiful and thinks it's amazing and cool, and just, now look at how much they've grown and look at how beautiful they are, and look at this cool new skill they've developed. Isn't that amazing? They didn't used to know how to do that. Now they do. Look, they're doing amazing things in the world. Isn't that awesome? God feels that way about you. And just like when my bird would poop on me or chirp loudly in my ear or bite me or whatever, yeah, painful, annoying, didn't diminish my love at all. So just like when you and I screw up, when we fall short, when we do the wrong thing, when we sin, when we whatever, yeah, like I'm sure that moment, that action isn't pleasing to God. I'm sure that doesn't make him feel good to watch us hurting ourselves or hurting others. But he still loves us just the same. He still loves you just the same. Even when you mess up, even when you screw up, even when you fall short, even when you know better and still choose wrong anyway. All right, it's like pooping on the shoulder. We've got to get a tissue and clean it up. Damage was done. We have to take responsibility, deal with the consequences. But you're a human. You're going to make bad choices. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to fall short. You're going to sometimes hurt yourself and hurt others. It just is a part of being human. God still loves you anyway. Just as much as always, just as much as ever. That never is going to change. I'm going to leave you on this thought. We say God is love, and we hear it so often, it kind of has lost its meaning. But I want you to really think about that for a second. God is love. Not God is loving, or God is a very loving deity, or God loves really well. God is love. God equals love. Which means if God were to ever stop loving, God would cease to exist. God is love. It's can't be or do anything else. Have you ever thought about that? God can't be judgmental or hateful or critical because that is not an attribute of love, not real love, not unconditional love, not higher quality divine love that God is. We humans will sometimes say the word love, but it's perverted, it's corrupted, it's a mask to justify other thing we're doing that's not actually love. Real love, real unconditional divine pure love is infinitely patient, infinitely kind, infinitely empathetic and compassionate, infinitely supportive and encouraging and nurturing, sees the best in you, knows your potential, what you're capable of, and wants to help you get there. Wants you to be happy, wants you to be healthy, wants you to feel loved yourself. That's real love. That's what God is. That's the only thing God can be because God is love. If God were ever anything else, it wouldn't be God anymore. Anything acting as anything else but claiming to be God isn't the real God. If you feel unconditional love, and the other things that are kind of natural expressions of it, like gratitude, peace, harmony, forgiveness, patience, those are kind of natural expressions of true unconditional love, branches from the tree of love, if you will. If you're experiencing that, you're experiencing God because God is love. And if you are exhibiting those qualities, if you are expressing those traits yourself, you are expressing God in the moment and becoming like God yourself. So whether you are a cow, a horse, a fish, a bird, a cat, a dog, or some other animal, you have a purpose, you belong, you're loved, you're valuable. And God appreciates something unique, something special about you that the other people, the other animals on the farm don't do, don't have, don't give. And he doesn't want those other animals to be a cat or a dog or a fish. He wants them to be what they are because they offer something unique and special that the other animals don't. So be you and know that God is smitten with you. God loves you. God is love. God can't do anything other than love, or it wouldn't be God anymore. So my question to you is, who are you really? Who are you authentically? Who do you want to be authentically? Not who you should be, not what your parents told you should be, your romantic partner, your friend, your boss, peers, politicians, people on social media, anybody. Everyone's got an opinion of who you should be, how you should think, how you should feel, how you should act, what you should believe. Who do you want to be? And who are you authentically already now? What are your interests? What are your gifts, your talent? What desire do you have? How do you want to evolve and grow as a person? Sorry, this bugs keep flying in my face. The joy of filming out in nature. I want to encourage you to be you, be authentic, be imperfect. Like, I'm not even going to cut out like the leaf that just fell on my head or the bug that's flying in my face, because it's those rawness that makes it authentic. It makes it real. And this is a video about being authentically you, right? So I don't want you to be like me. I don't want you to be like anybody else. If there's somebody in your life or someone you're aware of, maybe they're a celebrity or a famous person in history or whatever, that you look up to, that you admire certain qualities about them, emulate the qualities, because there's something in that that's speaking to your soul that says, I want to be like that too, or some version of it. You'll put your own spin, your own flavor, your own twist on it. You'll mix and match it and combine it with other aspects of your authentic self. That's going to happen automatically, or it should. No one wants to be a perfect copy of anybody else. Be you. But if you see traits or qualities or anything in another person that inspires you, great. Draw from that. Use that as a guidepost, a direction that, yeah, I want to grow in that direction. Incorporate that into my life somehow. Awesome. That's okay. But look inside your heart and soul for the majority. What's important to you? What's meaningful to you? What do you value? Who are you right now, really? If no one's around, there's no pressure, expectations, obligations, whatever. You're just alone in a room by yourself. No one's watching. Nothing's being recorded. Who's the real you? For better or worse, whether you like the qualities you see or not, don't judge yourself. Just be curious. Just observe. What's the real me right now? And then with no judgment, whether it's good or bad, saying this is good as a judgment, saying it's bad as a judgment, just be neutral. Just imagine you're writing a novel about a character, and this is just you're defining the character traits of this one person. Doesn't have to be you, doesn't have to be a real person. Don't make a big deal out of it. Just what are their attributes? What are their traits? Their admirable things, their merits, their strengths, maybe that some of their flaws, their weaknesses, their wounds, whatever. Just observe it. And then ask yourself, okay, starting from there, that's where we are today. Where would you like to go from here? How would you like to grow, to heal, to change, to evolve? What direction would you like to head in from this starting point? And now you have a vision of what to work towards. And whatever that is, don't let society tell you if it's worthwhile or special or valuable enough. You might feel called down a path that makes little or no money, but might be hugely valuable in other ways. Or you might be called down a path that makes billions of dollars, and don't say, well, money's involved, so it's no longer spiritual. There might be a lot of spirituality behind it. I don't know what your life calling, your path is, your purpose is, and whatever you feel your heart being drawn to. The key is, are you coming from your heart? Are you coming from here? That is where love is. That's where purpose is. If you feel called from your heart to go in a certain direction, whether other people think it's important or valuable or meaningful or not is irrelevant. If you feel it's valuable and important and meaningful, it is. If you're coming from the mind, from ego, from, well, I was educated this way, I was trained this way, my parents really said this was important, or society says it's important, whatever the case might be, I would say that's the scenic tour in life. That's the detour. You'll eventually learn the same lessons, but it's kind of the slow route. It's okay to go that way. We all learn, we all grow. Just there's more direct paths, there's faster paths, and there's slower and more scenic paths, right? Take whichever one you want. We're all getting home in the end. It's just how fast you want to get there. How much do you want to grow along the way? And I encourage you, be yourself, be authentic, and in your heart, in your soul, say, what's meaningful to me for real, honestly? What do I value? What difference do I want to make? Who do I want to help in the world? How do I want to grow as a soul, as a person? Ask yourselves those questions in your heart. And whatever answers come up, I'm sure your brain's going to, mine does anyway, judge, well, that's not practical or possible or doesn't make enough money or whatever. All right, we can choose to live out of our brains too. Or you find a happy middle where, like, okay, well, I mean, I do need to pay the bills, so maybe I'll do this job over here that supports me enough financially, and gives me the time and the energy to still do this other unpaying work over here that is important to me. Find a compromise, find a way to make it work. Everyone's path is different. But if you're being guided by your heart, if you're listening to your soul, at the end of your life, whatever happened, you will have no regret. You will not feel remorse. You will not be like, oh man, I achieved all this worldly success, but what the hell did I do with my life? I don't feel I had purpose. I don't feel I had meaning or whatever. And I don't want to rag on money, because some people, their calling is to make money so they can support other people who maybe their paths aren't making money or whatever. Money is just a tool. It's just an object. It's no different than a pen. What you do with it is what makes the difference. How it affects you. If I spent my life and every waking moment saying, oh, the most important thing in my life is obtaining more and more pens. I must have the best pens and all the pens. And life doesn't have meaning unless I have more and more pens. At some point, I'm going to get to my life and be like, what the hell did I just spend my life doing? I chased a bunch of pens. Who cares? I can't take that with me. Did I help anybody else? Did I become a better person myself? No, I collected a bunch of pens. So what? It's going to end up in a landfill. But if I say I want to be a writer and I've got notepads and I need a pen to write with, okay, then I need to get a pen or a handful of pens that, maybe I'm a sketch artist and I need different colored pens or something, right? That's okay, because it's in service of your purpose. If the heart is saying, I want to grow this way, I want to go in this direction, and to achieve that, I need to collect a few pens along the way, great, fine, that's good, do that. But when you forget why you're collecting the pens, and you just start collecting pens for the sake of collecting pens, then you're in trouble. Then you're off track. Then you're in danger of being on your deathbed and having regret. I don't want you to have regret. So collect the pens you need to do the job you want to do. Or partner up with someone who has extra pens they can loan you or give to you or whatever. Or find a way of doing what you want to do that doesn't require pens. There's lots of ways to achieve your goal, your growth, your direction. But if your soul, if your heart is desiring it, there is a way. All right, so we kind of had multiple messages in this video here, but we're going to wrap it up here today. So thank you so much for watching, especially all the way to the end. If you made it this far, I think you're amazing. And please give this video a quick like and subscribe if you haven't already. Share it with anyone you think this might be meaningful or helpful for. And do me a favor, in the comments, if you know already, or you're not quite sure, but maybe you're circling around some ideas, you're exploring, you're like, it's maybe this or maybe that, I'm not quite clear yet. Where do you feel your heart calling you? What makes you special in God's eyes? Remember, we're all unconditionally loved the same, but we each do different things. We each bring different things to the table. We each have different gifts and interests and talents and skills. We each grow in different ways. We each serve humanity in different ways. And God thinks all of it's special and all of it's purposeful, and we need everybody to kind of diversify out and do their own thing. So what do you think yours might be? What, if you had a guess, and it's okay. I mean, I don't think anyone ever truly knows for 100% certain, or maybe they're lucky and they do, but like, I'm still evolving. I'm still figuring out those details myself. But if you had to give a best guess, what your contribution in the world was, what your gift you wanted to give was, what your unique quality, trait, attribute, interest, skill, whatever was that somehow served the greater whole, somehow made the world a better place. What is that for you? Either that you already have and are doing and you already know what it is, or maybe you're not yet, but like maybe it's this thing. I've always had an interest in doing blank or learning how to blank, or I want to show up in the world in this way, even though I haven't had the courage to do it yet. Whatever the case might be, where do you feel your heart and soul calling you, pulling you? What idea can't you shake that you keep thinking about for years, even though you've never acted on it, or you put a foot in and then pulled back? I mean, I've done that many times myself with things. You're in good company. You start to go that way and then you retreat again and you're like, I don't know, it's too much. I don't have what it takes. I'm not good enough, whatever, right? I'm curious. And I mean, one, when people write in the comments, it supports the YouTube algorithm and it helps it recommend this video to more people, so more people watch it. So it helps the channel. But two, genuinely, I want to know, because what I would like to do on this channel is actually help people fulfill their life purpose, to become self-actualized, to live their dreams, to whatever your soul aspires to do, is inspired to do, to become. I want to support you and help you be and do that. So I'm curious, if you already know what it is and you're already doing it, great, please let me know. If you're not quite sure, you got a vague idea, or you don't know at all, that's fine, say it too. If you do kind of know what it is, but you've been held back, tell me what's been holding you back, what's stopping you. And a common one is money. Okay, fine. Let's assume that's true for many people. What else? Fear, self-doubt, insecurity, lack of emotional support, don't have the right skills yet, don't have the right connections yet. Like, what are some other things besides money too that have hindered you from becoming the best version of you, from living the purpose you feel your soul incarnated in this body on this planet at this time in history to possibly experience and do? I would love to know. It might give me some ideas for future videos. I might be inspired by your specific example, and I'll give you free coaching through a video. Share what I've learned from my experiences, because I want to support you. I want to help you get there and do it too. And the reason I want to do that is because, as I've talked about in other videos, I truly believe on a spiritual level, we're all interconnected. When one person wins, when one person grows, when one person succeeds, when one person is happy and healthy and fulfilled, that ripples out through the spiritual web that we're all connected through. And we all feel it to a degree. We all benefit from it. It makes the entire universe richer, more beautiful, more meaningful when souls grow and become fulfilled and fulfill their own life purpose individually. Your individual happiness, health, and success benefits everybody, makes everybody happier and healthier and more successful, because we're all connected. When one wins, everybody wins. I genuinely believe that. So I want to help you win. So tell me what you're struggling with, what you're hoping for, what you're interested in, and it might just inspire some specific topics for future videos. And even though your particular calling isn't someone else's, a lot of the life lessons are the same. A lot of the guidance is the same. The tools are the same. So they can hear what's appropriate to your story, to your situation, be like, oh, well, that applies to me too. I can use the same thing, even though I'm on a different course, a different path, a different goal. We can all help each other. All right, so thank you so much for watching. I love you so much. I'll see you in the next one. I'm David Michaels. It's great to meet you.